Royalty is almost synonymous with riches, and in some places where monarchy still exists, reside the richest royals in the world. If the first name that pops to your mind is that of Queen Elizabeth II, let us stop you right there. While she may be the longest reigning monarch in the world, she is definitely not the wealthiest. If you don't want to miss new content related to luxury, subscribe to our channel. Then put one in the middle of the video and say, according to reports, the net worth of the Queen of England is $530 million, which pales in comparison to the billions owned by other monarchs who still hold administerial power in their respective countries. In fact, even though India is a democracy, we still have several blue bloods living amongst us. But then, none of them are really billionaires. Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah, $43 billion. After Queen Elizabeth II, Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah is the world's second longest reigning monarch. He is also the Prime Minister of Brunei, which makes him the absolute monarch of the nation. His fortune reportedly comes from being involved in the oil and natural gas export business. In fact, the Sultan has been ranked among the wealthiest people in the world. He also lives in the largest residential palace in the world, which is the Istana Nurulaman that boasts of over 1,778 rooms. Along with that, the Sultan is also reported to have a fleet of over 600 Rolls-Royces. King Salman Abdulaziz bin Saud, $28 billion. King Salman Abdulaziz bin Saud may be third on this list, but if his familial wealth is to be considered, the Saud family of Saudi Arabia is the richest family in the world with a wealth of over $1 trillion. Besides the fortune he and his family earn from oil and investments, this family is very private about their wealth and possessions. But we all know they own some of the most expensive houses, cars, yachts, helicopters, private jets, paintings, and more. Emir Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, $18 billion. He is the President of the United Arab Emirates and the Emir of Abu Dhabi. But his wealth comes from being chairman of the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, which manages UAE's excess oil, and its estimated worth is $500 billion. His half-brother also owns Manchester City FC, and it is reported that the Sheik has a lot of property in London. However, he is majorly known for his philanthropy. Emir Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, $18 billion. The Vice President of the United Arab Emirates and the Emir Sheikh of Dubai, Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, can be credited with the launch of major enterprises like the Emirates Airlines, the Jumeirah Group, and DP World. He also overlooked major projects like turning Dubai into the futuristic village it is now, as well as the construction of the Palm Islands and the Burj Khalifa. He is also a trained equestrian and a recognized Arabic poet. If you are liking this video, give it a like and subscribe for more content like this. Grand Duke Henri, $14 billion. The Duke of Luxembourg lives in the Berg Castle with his wife, his 5 children and 4 grandchildren. His family also owns a holiday home at Cabasson, which is located in the south of France. Moreover, the family reportedly receives over $300,000 annually since 1948 to carry out their royal functions. Prince Hans Adam II, $4 billion. The Prince of Liechtenstein is the owner of the Liechtenstein Global Trust, which is the largest family-owned private wealth firm in Europe. This also makes him Europe's wealthiest monarch. He is also quite the art connoisseur, whose extravagant collection is displayed in the Liechtenstein Museum. He also owes his fortune to investments made in wineries and an agricultural company. Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, $3.5 billion. The Sheikh of Qatar's wealth comes from founding and managing the Qatar Investment Authority, which looks after the country's excess oil and gas reserves. He famously also gave out $137 million in support of Arab's first global news network, Al Jazeera. As of 2018, the currently 39-year-old king was the youngest sovereign in the world. King Mohammed VI, $2.1 billion. As the King of Morocco, Mohammed VI receives an annual salary of $488,604. But besides being king, he is also an astute businessman and banker. His family owns a majority stake in the Société Nationale d'Investissement, SNI, which has businesses operating across industries like banking, mining, real estate, tourism, insurance, telecommunications, and more. He also owns a lot of land in the country. And a Forbes reports stated that his palace's daily operating budget is reported to be $960,000, which is paid by the Moroccan state. Prince Albert EU, $2.1 billion. The son of the legendary Grace Kelly, Prince Albert EU has his fortune derived from holdings in the Société des Bains de Mer de Monaco, the company that manages the riches of the Monte Carlo Casino and Opera de Monte Carlo. Besides that, he also owns his mother's home in Philadelphia. In fact, his wedding to South African Olympic swimmer Charlene Wittstock that took place in 2011 was among the costliest weddings in the world. In addition to the previously mentioned wealthy royal families, there are several other notable ones around the world that have also accumulated substantial wealth. Some examples include the Spanish royal family, whose wealth is primarily derived from their vast landholdings and investments in various industries. The Belgian royal family, who have a significant amount of wealth from their ownership of real estate and other investments. The Danish royal family, who have a significant amount of wealth from their ownership of real estate and other investments. The Dutch royal family, who have a significant amount of wealth from their ownership of real estate and other investments. The Norwegian royal family, who have a significant amount of wealth from their ownership of real estate and other investments. It is worth noting that the wealth of these families is often not publicly disclosed, and the actual figures may be difficult to determine. It's also important to note that some of these families have charitable foundations and trusts that they use to support charitable causes and social programs. In general, all these royal families are considered to be very wealthy, with large investments and assets, but the exact figures on their net worth may not always be publicly available and can be difficult to determine. That wraps up the video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe.